The first black SUV stopped right in front of the small wooden gate, then the second one, then the third. People on the street froze. The poor old widow stood still, one hand resting on the head of the big German shepherd beside her. The dog lifted its ears, alert but calm. Its deep eyes stayed on the three shiny vehicles as their engines went quiet. No one like this ever came to this part of Lagos. The doors of the SUVs did not open yet. And that was when fear crept into the widow's chest. Earlier that morning, Mama Edith had woken before the sun. She always did. Her room was small, neat, and quiet. The paint on the wall had faded with time, but everything had its place. A small table, one chair, one thin mattress, nothing more. She tied her wrapper, washed her face, and whispered a short prayer. "I thank you for another day," she said softly. Beside her, the German shepherd raised its head. Its tail thumped once against the floor. "Easy, Bruno," she said, smiling. "I know you are hungry." Bruno was not his real name. She gave it to him the first day he walked into her life, thin, tired, and silent. She did not ask where he came from. She only knew that he looked lost. Mama Edith had been lost too once. She poured water into an old bowl and placed it outside. Then she broke a piece of leftover bread and mixed it with a small spoon of stew she had saved from the night before. It was not much, but she always shared. Bruno ate slowly, like he understood that food was precious. As he ate, Mama Edith remembered the first day she saw him. It was weeks ago. She had been returning from the roadside market with a small nylon bag of Gary when she noticed the dog sitting near her gate. He was clean, well-trained, and quiet. Not the kind of dog people abandoned on the street. When she moved closer, he did not growl. He only looked at her, hungry, lonely. She went inside, brought water and placed it down. The dog drank. That was how it began. Every day after that, Bruno came back, and every day Mama Edith fed him. Some days it was rice water, some days it was bread, some days only water. But the dog never complained. He stayed. He guarded her gate. He followed her to the market and back. For the first time since her husband died years ago, Mama Edith did not feel alone. What she did not know was that Bruno was not just any dog. Across town, in a tall glass house in Ikoyi, Mr. Leonard Harrington sat quietly in his office. He was a billionaire, known in Lagos business circles for his sharp mind and calm ways. He had built his wealth from nothing. People respected him. But that morning, his hands shook. "Are you telling me the dog is gone?" he asked. "Yes, sir," the house manager replied, eyes down. "We searched everywhere." Leonard stood up slowly. His face was hard to read. That dog had been with him long before his marriage, through lonely nights, through long trips, through silent mornings. He trusted that dog more than most people. And now it was missing. His wife, Clara Harrington, stood at the door. "I don't know how it left," she said softly. "Maybe it wandered off." Leonard looked at her. Something in her eyes did not sit well with him. But he said nothing. That same day, Leonard made a call. "I want that dog found," he said. "Search every street, every corner." Hours later, one of his men returned with news. "Sir," the man said carefully, "someone saw a German shepherd around Ajagunle. They said an old woman has been feeding it." Leonard's chest tightened. "Take me there," he said. Back in Ajagunle, Mama Edith finished sweeping her front space. Bruno sat beside her, watchful as always. Children passed and waved, neighbors smiled. Life was simple. Then the street grew quiet. A shadow fell across the road. One black SUV turned in. Then another. Then another. People stepped back. Mama Edith's broom dropped from her hand. Bruno stood up, placing himself in front of her. The engines stopped. The doors were still closed. And Mama Edith wondered, for the first time since Bruno came into her life, on if feeding that dog had just changed everything. The doors of the SUVs opened at the same time. Men stepped out, tall, neat, serious-looking men in dark suits. Their shoes shined. Their eyes scanned the area like nothing escaped them. People watching from a distance whispered, "Who are they? Did something bad happen?" Mama Edith's heart beat fast. She held her wrapper tight and stayed where she was. Bruno did not bark. He stood firm, his body stiff, his eyes sharp. One of the men raised his hand gently. "Easy," he said. "No one is here to hurt you." Then another man stepped forward. He was different. He did not wear dark glasses. His suit was simple but expensive. His face was calm, but his eyes were heavy, like someone who had not slept well. When he saw the dog, he stopped. Time seemed to pause. "Max," the man whispered. Bruno froze. And for a second, the big dog stared at him. Then its tail moved slowly, once, twice. Before anyone could react, Bruno ran forward. The dog jumped up, placing its paws on the man's chest. Not rough, not wild, just full of joy. The man dropped to his knees. "My boy," he said, his voice breaking, "you're here." People gasped. Mama Edith covered her mouth. She had never seen Bruno behave like that. The man hugged the dog tightly. His shoulders shook. No one spoke. Even the street seemed to hold its breath. After a long moment, the man stood up and turned to Mama Edith. "Good afternoon, Ma," he said politely. She nodded, unable to speak. "My name is Leonard Harrington," he continued. "This dog belongs to me." Mama Edith felt the ground move under her feet. I did not steal him," she said quickly. "He came on his own. I only fed him." Leonard raised his hand again. "I know," he said. "I know." He looked around at her small house, the cracked walls, the narrow doorway, the simple bench outside. "You live here alone?" he asked. "Yes," Mama Edith replied softly. "I am a widow." Leonard nodded slowly. His eyes returned to the dog. "How long has he been here?" he asked. "Some weeks," she said. "He never spoke, but he stayed. I could not send him away." Leonard took a deep breath. "I have been looking for him everywhere," he said. "When I was told he was with an old woman who feeds him every day, I did not believe it at first." Mama Edith looked down. "I did what I could," she said. "That is all." Leonard turned to his men. "Wait by the cars," he said. They stepped back, giving space. Leonard then did something no one expected, and he bent down and greeted Mama Edith properly. "Thank you," he said. "You took care of my family." Mama Edith's eyes filled with tears. "I did not know he was important," she said. Leonard looked at her closely. "He is very important," he replied. For a moment, silence returned. Then Leonard spoke again. "May I come inside?" he asked gently. Mama Edith hesitated. No rich man had ever asked to enter her home. She nodded. Inside, Leonard sat on the only chair. Mama Edith remained standing. Bruno lay at Leonard's feet, calm and happy. "This dog was with me before my marriage," Leonard said slowly. "He went missing while I was away." Mama Edith listened. "I was told he walked into this area on his own," Leonard continued. "That means someone sent him out." Mama Edith felt cold. She remembered how Bruno always flinched at loud voices, how he sometimes looked afraid when a woman passed by wearing perfume. Leonard's jaw tightened. "Whoever did it," he said, "thought the dog would not survive." Mama Edith shook her head. "He survived," she said quietly, "because someone fed him." Leonard looked up sharply. "Yes," he said, "because you did." He stood up. "There is something else," he added. "Someone once lived in this area. Long ago. A woman I have searched for my whole life." Mama Edith's breath caught. Leonard looked straight at her. "And standing here with you," he said slowly, "I feel like I am very close to the truth." Mama Edith felt her legs weaken. Bruno lifted his head. Outside, one of the men rushed toward the door. "Sir," he said urgently, "your wife is on the line." Leonard's phone rang. He looked at the screen, and his face changed. He did not answer the call. Instead, he turned back to Mama Edith with a question that made her heart stop. "Madam," he said, "what was your husband's full name?" And before she could reply, Clara's voice echoed from the phone speaker as the call connected on its own. "Leonard," she said sharply, "why are there 3 SUVs in Ajagunla?" Mama Edith realized then that this visit was far from over. Leonard slowly turned the phone face down. Clara's voice stopped. The room felt smaller. Mama Edith's hands trembled. She sat down on the edge of her mattress because her legs could no longer hold her. "You asked for my husband's name," she said quietly. "Why?" Leonard did not answer at once. He watched Bruno, who had moved closer to Mama Edith, as if to protect her. "My wife wants to know why I am here," Leonard said calmly. But I need to understand something first. He took a slow breath. Please, he said gently, tell me your husband's full name. Mama Edith swallowed. His name was Samuel Adebayo, she said. He was a dock worker at a Papa port. Leonard's eyes widened. The name hit him like a heavy blow. Samuel Adebayo. He stood up suddenly, stepping back as if the walls had moved. That is not possible, he whispered. Mama Edith looked up at him, confused. Why? She asked. Do you know him? Leonard turned away, pacing the small room. That man saved my life, he said, his voice tight. Many years ago. Mama Edith's heart jumped. Leonard stopped pacing and faced her. I was young, he said, new in Lagos. I fell into trouble near the docks. Some men attacked me. I would not be here today if not for one man who stepped in. Mama Edith covered her mouth. He never told me that, she said. Leonard nodded slowly. He carried me out, took me to safety, and when I asked his name, he only said, Samuel. Leonard looked around the room again, taking in every detail. I searched for him after that, Leonard continued. I wanted to thank him, but he was gone. Tears rolled down Mama Edith's face. He died not long after, she said. An accident at the port. Leonard closed his eyes. I am sorry, he said. Silence filled the room again. Outside, a car horn sounded. Life in the street continued, unaware of the truth unfolding inside the small house. Leonard's phone buzzed again. This time he answered. Yes, he said. Clara's voice was sharp and controlled. I have been calling you, she said. Where is the dog? Leonard's jaw tightened. I found him, he replied. And? Clara asked. Bring him home. Leonard looked at Mama Edith. He looked at Bruno. Then he said something that shocked everyone listening. No, he said. There was a pause. What do you mean, no? Clara snapped. Leonard lowered his voice. The dog is safe where he is, he said. Mama Edith's eyes widened. Clara laughed, but it sounded thin. Leonard, she said, don't be silly. That animal belongs in our house. Leonard's eyes hardened. Our house, he repeated. The house where he went missing? Silence, then Clara spoke again, slower now. I told you I don't know how he left, she said. Leonard did not argue. I will come home later, he said. We will talk. He ended the call. Mama Edith looked at him, confused and scared. What is happening? She asked. Leonard turned to her. There are things I did not see before, he said. And now I am seeing them. He reached into his pocket and brought out a small photo. This is my mother, he said. Mama Edith leaned forward. The picture slipped from Leonard's fingers. Mama Edith gasped. The woman in the photo looked like her, only younger. Same eyes, same gentle smile, same small mark near the left eyebrow. Mama Edith's breath came in short bursts. That is not possible, she whispered. Leonard felt his chest tighten. My mother disappeared when I was a child, he said slowly. People told me she died. Mama Edith shook her head. My son, she whispered. Leonard froze, the word hung in the air. My son, she repeated, her voice breaking. I was told you died. Bruno let out a soft sound. Leonard staggered back. No, he said, this cannot be real. Mama Edith reached out, touching his arm. I lost everything that day, she said, even my child. Leonard pulled his arm away, his mind racing. This is too much, he said. Outside, footsteps rushed toward the door. Sir, one of the men said urgently, your wife's car just entered the street. Leonard's heart dropped. Mama Edith's face went pale. Clara had come, and she was about to see the woman who fed the dog she tried to erase, and the truth was no longer hidden. The sound of high heels clicking on concrete cut through the air. Everyone outside stepped aside. A black luxury car stopped near Mama Edith's gate. The door opened. Clara Harrington stepped out. She looked calm, perfect. Her hair was neat. Her clothes were sharp. Her face carried a smile that did not reach her eyes. When she saw Bruno, her smile faded for a second. Then she saw Mama Edith, then Leonard. And something dark flashed across her face. So this is the place, Clara said lightly, looking around. Interesting. Leonard stepped forward. "Why did you come here?" he asked. Clara shrugged. "You stopped answering my calls," she replied. "And I heard stories. I wanted to see things for myself." Her eyes moved back to Bruno. The dog did not move. He only stared at her. Clara's jaw tightened. "Come here," she said to the dog, snapping her fingers. Bruno stayed where he was. Mama Edith felt her chest tighten. Leonard noticed. "Don't," he warned quietly. Clara laughed. "Don't what?" she asked. "Call my dog?" Leonard's voice rose. "You sent him away," he said. The street went silent. Clara's laugh stopped. "What nonsense is that?" she asked. Leonard stepped closer. "You knew I was away," he said. "You knew he trusted people. You knew he would walk if pushed out." Clara's eyes narrowed. "Are you accusing me?" she asked softly. Mama Edith stood up slowly. "I saw the marks," she said before she could stop herself. Everyone turned to her. "What marks?" Clara asked, her voice cold. "The fear," Mama Edith replied. "This dog flinches when he hears a woman shout. He looks away when he smells perfume." Clara's face hardened. "That means nothing," she snapped. Leonard looked at her closely. "It means everything," he said. Clara turned to the men in suits. "Why are you all standing there?" she said sharply. "Bring the dog." None of them moved. Leonard raised his hand. "No one touches him," he said. Clara stared at Leonard in disbelief. "You choose a dog over your wife?" she asked. Leonard shook his head. "No," he said. "I choose truth." Clara laughed again, louder this time. "And this old woman," she said, pointing at Mama Edith, "is she part of your truth too?" Mama Edith stiffened. Leonard stepped between them. "Be careful," he said. Clara leaned closer to Mama Edith, lowering her voice. "Do you know who I am?" she asked. Mama Edith met her eyes. "Yes," she said simply. "You are someone who could not show kindness." The words landed like a slap. Clara's face twisted. "You fed what I threw away," she said bitterly. "That does not make you special." Leonard turned sharply. "Threw away?" he repeated. Clara realized too late what she had said. Silence fell. Leonard's voice was low and dangerous. "You just admitted it," he said. Clara straightened. "So what?" she snapped. "It was just a dog." Bruno growled. Not loud, but enough. Leonard pointed toward the gate. "Leave," he said. Clara stared at him. "This is my husband's city," she said. "My life." Leonard looked at her with calm eyes. "And this," he said, gesturing around, "is where my life began." He turned to Mama Edith. "Pack nothing," he said gently. "You are coming with me." Mama Edith shook her head. "I cannot leave my home," she said. Leonard knelt before her. "You already lost too much," he said. "Let me protect you now." Clara screamed. "You will regret this," she said. Leonard stood. "So will you," he replied. Suddenly, one of the men rushed forward. "Sir," he said urgently, "someone just sent a message. There are documents, old records, about Mama Edith." Leonard took the phone. His face changed as he read. "What is it?" Mama Edith asked. Leonard looked up slowly. "These papers," he said, "say your son did not die." Mama Edith gasped. Leonard swallowed. "And they also say," he added, "someone paid to erase his past." Clara's breath caught. Leonard looked straight at her. "Tell me," he said quietly. "What exactly did you do all those years ago?" Clara said nothing, but her silence was louder than any answer. Clara did not answer. She stood there, stiff and quiet, her eyes moving from Leonard to Mama Edith, then to the phone in Leonard's hand. The street felt heavy, too quiet. Leonard took one slow step forward. "Say something," he said. Clara lifted her chin. "You are listening to lies," she replied. "Old papers, old stories." Leonard raised the phone. "These are hospital records," he said. "Birth details, dates, names." Mama Edith's hands shook. "My child," she whispered. "Where is my child?" Leonard turned to her. "That is what I am about to find out," he said. Clara laughed suddenly, sharp and empty. "You think this woman is your mother because of a photo," she said. "Because of stories." Leonard did not respond. Instead, he turned to one of his men. "Call the lawyer," he said, "and the private investigator." Clara's smile vanished. You would destroy your own home over this, she asked. Leonard looked at her calmly. My home was built on truth, he said. If truth shakes it, then it was never strong. Mama Edith wiped her tears. I only fed a dog, she said softly. I did not know I was feeding my past. Leonard felt something break inside him. You fed loyalty, he said, the same loyalty that saved my life years ago. Bruno stood up and walked slowly to Mama Edith, resting his head on her knee. Clara watched the scene, her fists clenched. You think you have won, she said quietly. You think this changes everything. Leonard met her eyes. It already has. Clara stepped back toward her car. You will regret this, she said again. Leonard did not stop her. As her car drove away, neighbors slowly returned to their doors, whispering in shock. Leonard turned back to Mama Edith. There is one last thing, he said. What is it? She asked. Leonard held up the phone. The documents say your son was taken from the hospital, he said, and raised under another name. Mama Edith's heart pounded. Another name? She asked. Leonard nodded. And that name, he said slowly, is not Leonard Harrington. Mama Edith gasped. Bruno barked once, sharp and sudden. Leonard's phone buzzed again. A new message appeared. Leonard read it. His face went pale. What is it? Mama Edith asked. Leonard looked up, his voice low. The investigator just sent a location, he said, and a warning. What warning? She asked. Leonard swallowed. He said the real truth about your son is dangerous, Leonard replied, and someone is already trying to stop us from finding him. From the far end of the street, another black car rolled in slowly. Not one of Leonard's. The engine stopped. The door opened. Leonard stepped forward, his eyes locked on the stranger getting out. Mama Edith clutched Bruno tightly, and in that moment, Leonard realized there was more to know. Thank you for watching. What's your view about this story? Which city are you watching from? Kindly let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more interesting stories.